Okay, so it might sound like a bit of a strange topic to talk about when to double down on your marketing. Most people are going to think, oh, well, of course it's now. But there are some avenues that you need to be looking at to make sure that you get the right timing on when you're going to double down. Let's go and explore right now so you get it right at the right time. All right, team. So as we all know, we do have a bit of a health pandemic happening around us at the moment, and that might give you a bit of a catalyst for the podcast that I'm cutting right now. The fact of the matter is, there is never a better time than doubling down on your marketing right now. And it's quite a simple sort of understanding to have, is that during times of crisis is the best time that you should actually be double down in your marketing. Not necessarily when your business is, got challenges themselves, but if the industry is struggling, if there are avenues outside of your control in your area, for instance, your geographic area, that means that, money might be a bit tight, or it changes how people are viewing life, spending habits, etc. That is the time when you, as a smart business owner, are best placed to actually double down on your marketing. Because here's why. There's lots of actual reasons why, but one of the first things is that people will always want to spend. People always want to buy, okay? We know from the likes of some of the best forefathers around the world in selling, with guys like Jeffrey Gitomer. We know that he always used to say that people don't like to be sold to, but people always love to buy. And we do. During the health crisis that we have at the moment and all the isolation, people are actually still buying. There's a lot of people that I know that are actually spending more right now because it's convenient to do it online. It's simple and easy. You can jump onto Amazon, you can jump onto all your different websites, and you can just simply go bang, 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 process the payment, get, PayPal or your credit card, and away you go. And it's actually too easy to be able to spend more money during these times. And there's a huge amount of industry right now that is actually booming, that is actually having a huge amount of growth because of that. So even though people are talking right now about spending less, and there's a huge amount of unemployment, huge amount of people that are losing their jobs, we do have job stimuluses in place and the JobKeeper payments and all of those. But if you keep that off to the side, people are still spending money. So we're not going to get into why they spend money. We're not going to get into the avenue of sales at this point in time. I've got loads of other podcasts and videos that will help you guys out to know when the best time is to sell in regards to what to say, how to sell on, promise and impact, not on product or price, etc. But what you need to understand is it's during a time of crisis that you should always double down on your marketing and go all in. Lean in, because it's when you lean in that you're actually going to be most important to them, get the most amount of benefit. The most amount of power in your message is going to come during those times of crisis. If there's a geographical challenge in your area where your business actually is, then again, that's going to be a great time to double down. Because whenever there's danger, whenever there's crisis, people always look for leaders. They look for solutions. They look for what feels right and sounds right. And unfortunately, what happens is in the health and the medical industry, most people get scared and go quiet. I mean, think about it right now with so many of your colleagues in the industry right now. They're all trying to reduce their expenses. They're all trying to tighten the belt buckle. They're all like, oh, this is hurting. This is a bit of strain, etc. Well, you know what? We're all going through that. We are all in that avenue. It's just different levels of scale, economies of scale. That's all it is. So whilst one person is hurting, another person's going to be hurting. Different levels, different times. It's okay. We're all going through the same scenario. But right now, people are still spending. People are wanting to still spend. People are wanting to be able to invest in their health and their lifestyle, etc. And as a net result, you need to make sure you're more relevant, that you've got the right context, the right content, you've got good solid contact where possible, and you're able to move forward and be that provider of that service or product. Right now, more than ever, during a crisis is the time for you to be doubling down. If you think about social media right now, that's the time right now where people need connection. They want context of your content and the contact of that context from the content, right? The 3 C's. They want that now. They're craving that. They're wanting people to lead them again away from uncertainty, away from the discomfort and the change. People don't like change. But if you're the person that's out there showing them the way forward, leading in these examples, that is going to be the best amount of time for you to be able to double down with your time invested on it, the money that you invest on it. Ultimately, if you're getting team members to do it, there's money attributed to that. So it's always going to be the people that double down right now that are going to come shooting out the other end at an exponential growth curve, much better than those around them, than their competitors, and a hell of a lot better off than what the industry will recover. So whenever there's a crisis, that's the time to double down. If we go back to social media again, I'll tell you right now, you cannot possibly buy Facebook ads, for instance, and reach in social media channels as cheaply as what you can right now. It is phenomenal. Like, it has never been as ludicrously cheap to actually get better marketing penetration and pull from your social media than what it is right now. So if we stop and think about that, that's another reason why we should be doubling down on our marketing right now. Okay? People, when we think about contact, people are in isolation. People are, staying at home. So more than ever, people are craving contact. People are craving the avenue of not having to just look through Zoom and talk to someone. So if you actually now invest the time and energy to make those connections, to be the person reaching out to your referrers, you're the one that's going to be best placed through this and out the other end. Again, time is money, and let's make sure we understand that the time you're putting into this is absolutely paramount for the success you're going to get now from your marketing and as we start to accelerate out the back end. Again, the time to double down, the time to invest more time and more energy and more money in your marketing where you're going to get the best ROI possible on all those deliverables is right now. During a crisis, when people are in flux, when people don't like change, when things are outside of their control, forcing them into doing things that they don't want to do, or forcing them to things that they have to do or don't, that is the time where you've got to get in and double down. So yes, right now, during a health pandemic of coronavirus, you need to double down on your time, your energy, and the money on your marketing right now. Don't be silly and just throw it away. You need to follow, like our 3-step process that we have with our approach that we work with all of our health and medical practitioners. Right now is the time to double down. Work the relationship, work the referral channels, invest that time and energy. If you're out in paid marketing, advertising wise, get out there in front of people, be front of mind. Ambush the eyeballs, because every avenue right now of marketing is cheaper than it ever has been before, obviously within context. So you go back 20 years and it was cheaper, but again, economies of scale. I think you understand what I'm saying. Right now, during crisis, is the time for you. And if you're listening to this and you're saying, hey, this is, coronavirus was 6 months ago, it's all done and dusted, then great. You need to look at how you can best exploit. That sounds a negative word, but it's not. But how can you best manipulate? That's another negative. How can you best massage? There you go. Excuse the pun for our health industry. How can you best manage the situation and enable you to be able to find that pressure point right now? God love more puns. To be able to really drive the best amount of benefit moving forward in a time of crisis. It might be something that's happening in your local area. Maybe it's something that's happening in regards to compensatory bodies and avenues in that situation. Is it something to do with the hospital system? Is it something to do with health pandemics? Is it something to do with particular unions and industries that you can really start to double down the time and energy and money invested into one particular niche, for instance. All right, there might be big changes with what's happening with office workers, and as a net result, that's the time for you to double down your marketing on, workplace assessments, ergonomics, etc. If there's changes in the sporting landscape in and around your business, and you identify that early, you're the people that can get in there right now and make big change to double down on the time, the energy, and the money that you're going to invest in that area. So look for the chaos. Look for the crisis that happens. Doesn't have to be a big world health pandemic. It's just going to be the biggest crisis for that little area, that segment of the marketplace, that niche, that economic sector. Find that little point each and every time and focus and drill down, double down on your time, energy, and money marketing at that time for that segment, because that's where you're going to get it the cheapest. You're going to get the most amount of eyeballs that you can ambush. You're going to get the most amount of cut through, the best return on investment, and you're going to be the person that is going to be at the forefront of leading these people out of that uncertainty. You're the person that's going to be able to help alleviate the fear. You're the person that's going to be able to show them the way forward. And when you get the marketing message right and you've doubled down in that, your return on investment will always skyrocket. And right now with coronavirus is the time. You should already have been started. If you haven't, don't panic. Get stuck in now. Plenty of time to do it and get it right. Double down. It's never going to be this cheap. It's never going to be this easy. It's never going to be, such a great return on investment. So get in, invest the time, energy, and money right now. Double down. And once this is through, start looking for those avenues as I explained, so you can get the best return on investment from your time, energy, and money all the time. I'll talk to you again very soon. Hey guys, thank you very much for listening to another episode of the Profitable Practice Podcast. I would love nothing more than for you to be able to leave a review. I get so much joy out of listening and reading the amazing things that you guys say about this. So please subscribe to our channel, leave a review, and share it with your friends. Let's get some more fantastic information out there so all of us can grow the industry together. Cheers for now.